What is that energy that makes you want to go, "Arr"? Likely it is the buildup of Mars opposition Pluto, which we had today, Sunday. This evening, Mars moves from Cancer into Leo. Just seeing if that's already happened yet. Not yet. So the 29th degree is precipitous. It's like you're on the precipice of something, you're feeling edgy, you're feeling um now it's interesting I'm saying feeling because Mars is about acting on the ego or the wishes, and it's not the same as the moon. The moon is our feeling space where we are truly feeling the world. Mars is more about action, aggression, the urge to cut, the urge to slice, the urge to carve a way through. And so but it does translate to us as a feeling, like I'm feeling antsy, I'm feeling irritated, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling rageful. um the road rage kind of feeling coming up because uh Pluto's job is to, especially with Mars, with anything, is to activate like a subterranean, darker, we're going through the sewage right now. We're going underground. We're going into the world of Hades, god of the underworld. That's what Pluto does whenever it touches or aspects. And Mars is this need to get something done or something that we want or achieve or cut or sever or it's the action impulse. And so probably in the last week or so, you've been feeling this feeling building, this energy building, and you've been seeing it in the world. And it's around the US election. We get to have it for the US election, so it's here. And so I wanted to offer a couple of ways to work with the energy that's coming up. So first of all, there's an intensification of the action and aggression energy in the world and in us, in each of us. Um, this can feel like an activation of anger, passion, or just the urge to act possibly without thinking. So those are things you may notice in people around you. You may feel them yourself. You may have moments like I had a moment today where I was having a reaction to something. Um, and I was well aware. I was like, okay, wow, that's some big energy. So there's big energy happening. And then I had to put the energy where it needed to go, like where it belonged. And so there's so much about energy. The reason this is important is we're going to have basically this aspect, whether it's between Cancer and Capricorn axis, then Mars moves into Leo, and then on November 19th, Pluto moves back into Aquarius. So wherever we are in the next 6 months, we're going to have this intensification in life. So just being prepared is always nice to kind of look at what's happening. How is it being expressed in the world? How are we expressing this intensification? So you can look at your Cancer Capricorn axis in your chart to see where there's something that's getting you antsy. There will be a thing that you are feeling antsy about, and then that thing may shift when you notice the Mars in Leo cycle and when Pluto moves into Aquarius. So this is not a very conscious kind of energy. Like Martial energy, and Plutonian energy are very subcutanean, very under the surface, very like rumbling beneath the surface. It's very much a volcanic type of energy because it's hot and it's dark. Pluto's dark, Mars is hot. And especially in Leo, it will be hot, not so much in Cancer. So we're looking at hot energies somewhat beneath the surface. And it's this my question on this is how can you utilize the very strong magnified energy that you are feeling and channel it where you need it to go without going into constant reaction and constant drama, right? Because drama and reaction are the attributes of thinking things are happening at you or to you rather than that you are creating from within. So, big energy can translate to your feeling self as angry, you know, horny, passionate, rageful, I want to kill you kind of stuff. Like, and you're going to see all of this energy going through the world. How is it going through your life? If you felt the energy and did not have a story about it, what would the energy then, what shape could it take for you? So that's one of the questions. If you could feel the energy without a story, what could it morph into? So, for example, for me, um, when I had my moment, it felt like a combination of disappointment and the urge to take out the trash, like bleh, that kind of thing. And then, I noticed the big energy. Oh, how can I take this and realize that this is a passion. This is something that wants to focus into form. How can I turn that as the driver of my vehicle? How can I turn that into something that really is exciting for me? And really, as soon as I did it, the moment for me was very quick, like really just a couple of minutes before I was like, oh, let's play with this here. But that's where we're gonna wanna start working in the next now and forever, but also the next 6 months, because we're gonna have a lot of the Mars retrograde and blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna be really dealing with this issue of how do I get my needs met here? How do I get the desire fulfilled? How do I get it? Um, and And that, my friends, is the creative question of life. How do I get what I need out of life? And it's usually about the channeling, the appropriate channeling of your energy into what you want and away from the reaction of what you don't want. Um, it's really like basically, I think with Pluto on the Mars, um, we're going to have a complete transformation. Pluto transforms, by the way. If you didn't know, it's like a volcanic eruption. So it turns something from one state where it's melted and hot and scary into something that's like, cools into a rock, right? So we are changing something in our desire nature, our get it done nature, our acting toward nature is being transformed with this Pluto transit. Hmm. I mean, as an observer, I think it's very interesting. And as a participant, I'm like, and that is how we're going to be feeling. We're going to be, I had this conversation with somebody, a partner of mine. And the partner said, well, I think you're going to continue to have these moments where, is this what it is? And then you turn it into something else, right? So it's very much about staying on top of what you want to create, letting the energy be big because it will be big, and that's okay. Like it's okay for your energy to get big, and it's also okay for it to morph and change into something else. And, basically, sometimes I think of this as like the energy, how sometimes a pothole will blow in a city? I don't know, maybe only in movies, but sometimes like there's a gas buildup and something blows a pothole covering off and then they have to repair it. And I think that's what we want to look for is where is energy building up, but you're not using it toward its intended space. Like you can use big energy to work out, to have a lot of fun with your mate, to work creatively in a very focused and allowing yourself to be passionate mode, right? Just, really getting excited and really focused. And, I think it's not about like trying to reduce the energy, get rid of it. tell it what to do necessarily, but you do want to guide it. You do want to guide it. You want to um, have some instructions or have a place for it to go that would be beneficial in your life. So you can start thinking about that. Think about how you handle big energy. Does it feel um, like life force? Does it feel like anger? Does it feel like you getting bigger in the world? Does it feel like you setting boundaries in a new way? All of this is possible, especially with Pluto in the mix. A lot of things are going to be changing for a lot of us in the next 6 months. So those are my thoughts on the energy. I'd love to know your thoughts. Like, how are you handling this? How do you feel? What are your stories? I'm on the journey with you.